Hello and welcome back to another episode of Integrating .NET with SampleManager 11.0. In this particular episode we're going to cover how we can use SampleManager to call external .NET libraries. We might have routines in those external libraries that we want to use in our calculations, and we'll see how we have to set up VGL to put basically a wrapper in order to call that .NET DLL, and then how that DLL can be used to help assist us in populating calculated fields within an analysis. First step is to create a .NET class library or DLL with COM accessibility. Step 2, create a sample manager calculation that calls the .NET DLL. Step 3, create sample manager analysis with calculated field. And step 4, but not least, test the automated sample creation with results. Go click on New Project, pick Windows or C#, but under Windows or C#, pick Class Library, give it a name, give it a location where you want to store it, and then click OK. The DLL or the class library SampleManager DLL, SMDLL. I renamed the default class from whatever it was to just library, and I renamed this form or file name from what it was. I think it was form.vb to utils.vb, but this doesn't really matter. The library and the namespace, basically the name of the DLL and then the library, is what mostly matters. DLL COM accessible, so you're going to right click on project, go to properties. When you click on properties, you're going to click on assembly information and check this, make sure this is checked in here, make assembly COM visible. Once that's checked, click OK, and then you're ready to go. We'll only have two properties. One is for temperature label, one is for the temperature. If you look at the temperature label, it's a read-only property. Basically, if you call this property, it's going to pass back whatever is stored in the temperature label. When you instantiate a new instance of this object, it's going to call the new routine, which is going to set a default value for the temperature label to unknown. The other property is the temperature itself. As you saw and as you'll see soon in the analysis in the calculation within SampleManager, the temperature is already known. It's something that someone has to put in or the system has to put it in, and we're going to use the VGL within the calculation to call this DLL and pass the temperature or set the temperature value. When the temperature is set, it's going to the value is going to be evaluated, and the temperature label is going to be automatically adjusted based on whatever the temperature is set to. So there is no other routine, or just the routine is within the property itself. So when the value of the temperature is set, then we're going to go ahead and set the temperature temperature label to according to what the temperature is. That's all there is to the DLL that we have as a sample. Click Start. That's going to compile the code. You're going to get this error message because you're not going to see any output on a non-console based project. So this is just a library, so it's just going to give you this message. Okay to that error message that came up, or the warning. Remember, you click Start and it's going to debug. It's going to write your compile your DLL. When you go to your project folder for your Visual Studio.NET project, you're going to navigate to the debug folder, grab that DLL, and now we're going to put it into SampleManager's folder. The location we're going to put that DLL is within the executable folder of the instance of SampleManager running. So I'm going to navigate there. So the name of my instance was boozsm, as in previous videos. Go to the exe folder, and you're going to dump that DLL right inside here, highlighted here in the exe folder. Now the next video is going to talk us through how we can call this DLL. So we're going to have to create some VGL code, and then we're going to run some automation to consume that code. Okay, we're going to tie it to an analysis. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video.